Good morning, everyone. Or it's actually early afternoon. Who am I joking? I slept in. Self-quarantine. Day 2 of Qigong videos. I actually got a lot of feedback yesterday, and I had several people tell me that it was very helpful for them. And so I decided, why not just video every day? I do Qigong every day. I've been doing it every day for the last 10 years, around 10 years. And then before that I did Tai Chi every day from when I had learned it in school. And anyway, I've had a practice of self-cultivation for more or less the last 20 years. And then prior to that I exercised, but not necessarily with the same idea of integrating the mind, body, and spirit, so to speak. So anyway, if it helps even one person, I figure it's worth it. And so this is part of a series that I'm just focusing on boosting the immune system since we're in a global pandemic. And when I think about the immune system, I think about, from a general body perspective, the idea of the flow of the lymph system, circulation of blood, and those things are critical. And then the digestive system also, so that your routes of elimination are open and that the body is able to clean its blood and fluids. So all of that is really important. And we have a lot of vocabulary for that in Western medicine. And the idea of the mind and its impact on the body, impact on the immune system. You can look at psychoneuroimmunology from a Western perspective to look at how the emotions and how the emotions affect the physical body. And then breathing. We all know how important breathing is. It's the thing that if you stop doing, it's going to kill you the soonest. So anyway, having said all those things, this doing Qigong integrates both that body, mind, and spirit. And so since a lot of people that are watching this are not Chinese medicine people, that's why I'm kind of going through some of this. So those of you who are already students of Chinese medicine or practitioners of Chinese medicine, all that sounds basic, obviously. Our whole method of medicine is about integrating all those aspects, the Jing, Qi, and Shen. Anyway, I won't bore you with all of that. We'll do some exercises. Oh yeah, I'm wearing the same thing as I was yesterday. So we'll start with our leg stretch like we did yesterday. And again, I start with this every day. It's the first exercise I tell people to do. So same, roughly 90 degrees, give or take, whatever works for you. But the 90 degrees is not so, that wasn't a coronavirus call. Hopefully. That's why I'm on quarantine. Anyway, so that the important thing is that the legs are straight. And so you can work on kind of bringing that toe back toward you. If you can see my toe. You can reach out. Give your toes a squeeze. And just keep doing that on that leg. And I'm just going to give a modification for anybody out there that might have just had knee surgery. So sit in a kind of a straight chair, a flat chair, and you can put another chair, like your dining room chairs probably work good for this. You know who I'm talking to. Anyway, this kind of position so that doesn't put any undue pressure on your knees. And then, further you can be doing these next set of exercises also sitting. So anyway, when you're ready, you can just switch legs. And So I'll just talk a little bit while we're doing this stretching part. So I didn't want to get too into the weeds on Qi yesterday, not the Qi of Qigong, but most people in modern times have heard that word Qi before. And a lot of people just translate it as energy, which is not really accurate. It's oversimplification for sure, but Qi is basically the life force, the thing that makes our blood move, the thing that makes our fluids move through the system. Some people will compare it to light energy or electromagnetic energy or heat, the energy that comes from heat and combustion. And it's Qi is the engine of the system in a sense. It's the thing that makes us animated. And then Gong, the Qigong part, is about cultivation. It's about work. So together, that idea of Qi Gong is to, you can just switch your legs back and forth here, to cultivate your Qi, to cultivate your life, to cultivate your life force, to help circulate the Qi throughout your body. So the Qi is what, as I mentioned, makes the blood move. It's what gives it the animation. So the blood and the lymph system and all of that, the way that it's moving, that's related to the Qi. So keep just relaxing into your stretch. Make sure you're breathing, inhaling, and exhale. You can sink in a little more. Inhaling, exhaling. Maybe you can stretch that foot back a little more. Inhale and exhale. Try to keep your breathing just even and smooth. You always want to keep breathing. That's the most important part, really. Keep the breath going. If you're doing nothing else, you're quieting the mind, you're relaxing the body, and you're breathing. Those are the three things. And let's just switch back and forth another minute or two. Again, I usually do this 10 minutes. And I don't talk to myself as much as I'm doing now. The reason I do this every day is because in acupuncture, my body is my instrument for treating people. So my ability for my mind to stay clear and my body to be healthy is what enables me to be able to do what I do. So that's, and it keeps me sane. I used to have, I went through a period of anxiety about 10 years ago. It was longer than 10 years. Anyway, it was nearly debilitating, and Qigong really helped me get through that, actually. I pretty much never have anxiety now, so knock on wood. Those of you that do, you can get on the other side of it. It does not have to be forever. All right, you're getting good and limbered up. That's great. Okay, so we're again gonna focus, we'll do basically similar exercises to yesterday, and So we'll just, you can hold on here or not if you don't need to, and we're gonna just do the toe tapping. We start with the outside leg. We'll do the outside leg, sorry. So the outside leg, and we're just tapping the toes. So that leg stretch, we opened up this whole back channel so that we're able to get the chi circulating up to the spine. And then from the spine, it can send that chi out into all the limbs. So we're gonna just work on opening all the limbs. So this toe tapping helps, wiggle over the toes, send that chi up the leg, so make sure you get all the toes there. And then we'll lift our knee to a 45-degree angle, and we're just gonna do pointed toe out, just loosely pointed. And when we come down, we're gonna do up and down with the toes, open the ankles, and side to side with the toes. Sides of the ankles, and then place foot down. And then we'll turn, and again, toe tapping. And then legs at a 45-degree angle, and straight leg out. I'm just turning so you can see me. And then here, we'll do the side to side. So I did up and down first the other time, huh? And then up and down. And then back down. And then we'll do the other side again. Toe tapping. For those of you that any of these exercises are very easy, and advanced is just do them for a really long time. When I go to class with my teacher, Master Joe, it's, we'll do all these simple things, and then one day he'll do one of those simple things for like 20 minutes. And by the end, you're like, oh God. Anyway, it's just good things to think about. And raise your leg, and we're gonna do the flexed foot out this time. And then this time we'll do circles with the feet. Try to make sure your foot's going through the full range of circles. This is a really good one for people that have had any kind of leg, ankle, knee, hip problems, because that joint that's the furthest out can get neglected. So if you just had knee surgery, you're seated doing this. And then the other way. And turn. And do the other side again. And we'll lift the leg, and we'll go with flex foot out. circles. And the other way. And back down. And let's see, let's do hip circles next. So we did those yesterday. Again, if you just had surgery or something like that, I usually have so much equipment around me. You can do definitely smaller circles. So we'll be with our feet shoulder width apart, our standing posture, and relax, quiet the mind, put the four fingers together and the thumb open, and circles at the waist. You can step out slightly wider than shoulder width, and this is about opening the hips, so make sure you get your side to side angle going. And if you see, my head is basically staying in the same spot. So it's not this. Anyway, I won't go into what it's not. It just is what it is. And then forward and back, forward and back. And if it can be small movements too, if big movements are too much. So we're just going to be going around in circles. But you want to try to be hitting all those spots. You could even think about it like the 8 spots. You know, you want to be able to go out there too. So we'll just do circles here. And I mentioned this yesterday, this idea of strengthening the waist. You know, in yoga, everybody talks about strengthening the core, and you know, just in all exercise, people talk about strengthening the core muscles for helping have 6-pack abs. But really, you know, that your core helps to support your back, which helps to support your upright posture and everything. We all know how important our backs and waists are. But from a Chinese medicine perspective, there's this channel called the Dai Mai, or the belt vessel, and it is the one that's a horizontal channel that circles around the waist. And it basically provides a strength, and it provides a boundaries for our other channels to circulate in. So when you get imbalances between the upper and lower half of the body, you can know you need to open this channel. And then we're going to switch directions. So your feet, like your toes, will be just slightly gripping the floor. Just so you know, that can help keep you balanced. And again, if you need to do smaller circles, you can definitely do smaller circles. I don't know how much you can see that. I know, I got a backlit window behind me. Okay, and the other way. so next I'm gonna do just a couple of exercises to help open up the back of the legs. And so we'll just, you're just gonna slide your hands down your legs to over your knees. And you're not leaning into your knees, but this is just putting your body at a 90-degree angle. And you're really putting energy into your knees here. So you can rub your knees a little bit, especially if they're cold, warm them up. And then we're just gonna slide our hands down to our ankles. So you got your fingers on the outside, your thumb on the inside. Give your ankles a little squeeze there. You wanna keep your legs straight. And your palms of your energy, or palms of your hands have a lot of a chi. We can talk about that, the Lao Gong, and so put that onto your ankles and think about helping to generate chi in your ankles. And then shake your tail like that's your tail back there. Shake your tail. Make sure that is open, flowing, and then side to side, move the body side to side. And, you know, if you're not flexible enough to do this, it's okay, just work towards it. Having flexibility in your spine is what enables you to be a 90-year-old Qigong teacher who can still do more than any of his students. It's pretty remarkable. I am not a Qigong master. I'm not like pretending to be. It just, you know, people watch these videos. So anyway, I'm just sharing it with you. Okay, so cross your arms. You can cross your arms and just, you know, slight light bounce. Again, don't hurt yourself if you haven't done a lot of forward bends. Be easy. Forward bends is a good way to get blood flow to the brain. So if your brain's been doing crazy stuff lately, then this is a good way to get some blood flow to it. I had a yoga teacher that was big and taught us a ton of stuff about that. Michael Johnson in Asheville, if you're in Asheville, he's a really amazing teacher. And then we'll inhale, coming up, and let that go. Exhale as your arms come down. Okay, so that we'll do again the spine opener that we did yesterday, this upper, middle, and lower portion, and then this is where my whole arm's not being straight as a thing, not as straight as they go, but when you extend back, you want your arms to be open, and when you come forward, you want your arms to cross over. A more hard or yang version of that would be actually tapping there, but even if you just bring your arms around, it's totally fine, whatever works. And then just switch your arms on, which arm's on top, that kind of thing. But breathing, again, is most important. So when we do this one, so we'll inhale as we go back, and then hold the breath, and then exhale as you go back, and hold the breath. And inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and you're just going slightly back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, and relax. And so our second one, we're going to go to the 90 degrees. So maybe I'll just do this from the side. Just working out a kink there. All right, so we'll inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 90 degrees, exhale. And relax. And then next one we'll do all the way to the ground. Alright, so inhale, exhale. Last one. Exhale. It's the last one really too, because the inhale and exhale. So we'll next do, so those are kind of our warm up for our body. And so we want to just to basically get all these joints open. We haven't done our hand series yet, but we'll do that next. We're gonna start with our standing posture though. So again, shoulder width apart, feet are shoulder width apart. Your legs are straight, but relaxed, so not tight. Your knees aren't locked, but they're not bent either. Your pelvis is slightly tucked under, which of course you can bend your knees to get into that posture just to feel that exaggerated tilt. But then it's just a slight tilt. So your butt's not out basically. If you have lordosis, you know that can be more of a challenge. So anyway, like you're suspended from the top of the head. 100 meetings or Bai Hui for you acupuncturists out there, Chinese medicine people out there. And lotus palm, gently. You don't want your thumbs sticking out because your thumbs can lose the chi that way. So lotus palm, queen's wave. And that is gently, tip of your middle fingers touching your gallbladder channel or the sides of your leg here. And keep that thumb relaxed in this position. And here, again, my bent arms make it look more dramatically like I'm sticking them out. And just so you know, your arms aren't really bent, but you want a hollow in your armpit. And if you want to feel what that feels like, you can put an egg in there. So you're holding close enough that you're able to keep the egg there and not so far away that the egg is falling out. Maybe you can find something else less messy to practice with. So getting into this posture is a big thing. Whenever you're doing any of the Qigong exercises and you end them, you just always come back here, you know, like is your mind focused enough? When you end an exercise, you don't just immediately go to shaking it off. So that you come back to the center, quiet the mind, relax the body, and then take a deep breath. And so, really make sure your mind is quiet. any thoughts of the day or the world or yourself or your family. Hear the kids screaming in the other room, or your neighbor outside not social distancing. Whatever it is, whatever the outside noise is. Let it go. And relax your body. Start with relaxing the left side. And then the right side. Relax the back. Relax the front. Quiet the mind again. Relax your insides. Relax your outsides. And deepen your breath. We're going to inhale. We're going to inhale, bringing the abdomen in and up, massaging the internal organs, and hold the breath there for a brief pause, and then exhale, letting them relax. Inhale, breathing in and up, and exhale, relaxing, kind of reverse breathing. Inhale, hold the breath, and exhale. Keep breathing on your own, inhaling and exhaling. Try to keep your inhales and exhales roughly equal, and a slight pause in between each. And go back to relaxing, quieting the mind, and deepening your breath.